Hello everyone, it's Lisa Turner here. I was hoping I could do both seeing me and sharing slides, but anyway, here we are. So by popular request, lots of people have been asking me, okay, so over the past few days, few weeks, I've been sharing with you all about why you would awaken spiritually, the signs of spiritual awakening, why you get stuck, what it looks like. And so the big question is, how do you awaken spiritually? So that's what today is all about. So let me share with you these magic steps. Okay, so how can you awaken spiritually? How can you receive messages from your guides, from spirit, from higher self? So what you need is you need the right steps in the right order. Makes sense? So the question is, what are the steps? Now, if you have any questions as we go through this, please post your questions. And if you want to know more, let me know. If you like this video, click the like button. If you want to share it, think someone else might benefit, then do click the share thingy as well. Okay, so here are the steps. So what you need is you need to understand the mechanics of the soul. You need to be able to release negative emotions and limiting beliefs, raise your energy, raise your vibration, sometimes people call that, raise your PsyQ, and you need to integrate the higher self. So let's look at this first one, the mechanics of the soul. Now, the mechanics of the soul is it's the mechanism that enables all of us, each and every one of us, to access our higher consciousness, our higher self, our guides, the spiritual realms, source itself. And unless you understand this mechanism, you will always struggle. And the thing is, the great news is it's really, really simple. So the mechanism is this. So rather than one mind, it's not so much that we've got three minds, it's that we have three aspects of our mind. And this is a model. This isn't necessarily the truth, but it's a truth, and it's a really useful model. I'm an ex-engineer, so we always work on the principle of all models are not the truth, as in they're all broken. They're not actually the thing, and some are useful. This is a very useful model. So the three aspects of the mind are the conscious mind, which is everything you pay attention to, the unconscious mind, which is everything else, which is all the emotional programming, the patterning, your memories, and then you have your higher self, which is that higher self, the yearning to know God, the aspect of you, or the soul, sometimes we call that. Now, the conscious mind can only process a tiny bit of information, and information flows in and out from the conscious mind to the unconscious mind, which can process. So the unconscious mind can process about 2 million bits of information per second. And then the higher self, which can, obviously that's infinite. Now, information flows in and out of the conscious mind and the unconscious mind all the time. Now, here's the key to this. The only way to receive information, to connect to your higher self, to connect to your spirit guides, to connect to the spiritual realms is via the unconscious mind. See, it goes through. Now, the single biggest mistake people make is not understanding this mechanics of the soul, this psychic circuit. Now, as a result, they either try and bypass the unconscious mind, so they try and do it all consciously, and this makes it hard, and they struggle, and this is where you get, well, just try harder. Or they assume that the unconscious mind is the higher self. Now, when your psychic circuit is open, when you have this working, when the mechanics of the soul is working for you, you can invoke your spirit, guide, your source, invoke spirit, your guide, source, get insights and messages, and connect to your higher self anytime, anywhere, at will. Now, if you're not able to do it anytime, anywhere, at will, you've kind of got to hope that it works, or pray that it might work, or rub your lucky stone, then that's a sign that something's up with your psychic circuit. So what it looks like is this. So damage to your psychic circuitry stops those insights reaching you. So the information comes in from the higher self into the unconscious mind. And if you've got any kind of blocks, we'll come on to what they look like in a minute, what a block is in a minute. But if you've got any kind of blocks, what will happen is it'll hit that. It might look like a purple and black dashy dotty line. And it'll hit, so the information comes in, and then it gets deleted, distorted, reduced, confused, generalized, garbleized. Garbleized, is that a word? Turns into, it gets garbled. So this damage will block, delete, distort, generalize, garble, that's the word I'm looking for. Garble your psychic insights, your spiritual messages, your intuition. So let's look at some of the signs that you might have a block. So you get no insights. You get asked for insights, you get nothing. You don't know if it's your imagination or if it's some kind of magic insight. You've got doubts or lack of trust. You're overly sensitive, like you're like a sponge picking up the emotions of every single person around you. You get very tired, drained, and experience low energy. Health issues, by the way, that can be a sign that you've got this mechanics of the soul circuit not working. Others seem to drain you. They go away feeling great. You feel terrible. Don't know your purpose. Don't know your life purpose. And that will help you stop you making decisions. Knowing your life's purpose and having your psychic circuit open means it's easy for you to make decisions. Okay, so why is it so difficult? What stops you? What blocks your messages? Have you got blocks? Well, let's look at what a block is. So a block is an idea plus energy. So an idea is some kind of an event or a limiting belief, limiting decision, and then energy is in an emotional charge around that. Now, here's how not to clear blocks. Meditating, it has value. Meditating is important, but it doesn't clear blocks. Often just makes you more aware of them, and that's why people don't meditate, because they're more aware of their blocks, and that's really horrible, so they don't want to meditate anymore. What also does not clear blocks is waiting till you're ready, because basically who decides if you're ready? It's you, so you decide you're ready. And you don't get ready by waiting, you get ready by deciding you're ready or getting ready. Praying, trying harder, and affirmations. Now let's just look at, so none of these work. These do not clear blocks. And it's really important you get this. Otherwise, you're just going to keep struggling, my darlings. All right, so here's why affirmations don't work. So remembering a block is an idea plus energy. So the idea is some kind of limiting belief or the language, the words you use to describe a situation or a problem. But the energy is stored in the emotional brain. So although the affirmation, saying the affirmation, works on the language centers of your brain, and it seems to, it kind of makes sense that it should neutralize a block, but the reason it doesn't is because the actual real problem is the emotion stored in the emotional brain. So the problem isn't what you say, it's what you feel about what you say and what you think. So it's the energy and emotion. Now, to change this, you need a process that releases the emotion and the energy. Now, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how you do that. So here is a sign that you have negative emotions. So do you have memories from the past, which as you think about them now, trigger a negative emotion? Now, if you get a yes to that, you have got negative programming that will affect you every minute of your present day, even when you're not feeling the emotion or recalling the memory. It's like, just because you're not thinking about the problem doesn't mean it's not there. That's like turning the radio up when the car's making a funny noise, right? Drowns out the sound, but the car is still making the noise. So negative emotions, things like anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt, and limiting beliefs. Now, the signs that you've got a limiting belief are something like doubt or lack of trust. You just keep trying, but you never get the results. You're doing everything right, but not finding that you're able to connect to your higher self or to source. Now, here are some examples of really juicy limiting beliefs that we might have pulled out in the past for our clients and students. And you may have your own special ones yourself. So something like, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm a bad person, I don't have the gift, being spiritual or psychic is dangerous, I'll get laughed at or ridiculed, I can't do it, just anything like that. Now, what you need to remove that, remember affirmations don't work, so what you need is a proven technique that will remove all of the painful emotions from your past. So in Psycademy, we use this technique, higher self therapy, and here's how it works. So this is a model of the 4 bodies. Now, it's not unique to Psycademy. Lots of people have this idea of the 4 bodies. And so there's the physical body, that's the atoms that make up you, the cells. Then there's your emotional body, that's your emotional patterning, higher emotions and lower emotions. Then there's your mental body, that's your thoughts, your tangible thoughts, your ideas. And then there's the spiritual body, the yearning to know God, that connection to source. Now, if you have a block or a problem, things like conventional medicine that affects the physical body. So conventional medicine will work on the physical body. Kind of know that. And yeah, a lot of conventional medicine does work, but only on the physical body. Now, good news is it's starting to accept that we have an emotional body as well. things like EFT, emo trance, theta healing, Reiki, quantum touch, quantum healing. Oh gosh, there's so many different kinds of these energy healing techniques. These work, they do absolutely work, but they only work on the emotional body down, and they only normally work on one gestalt or one problem or one memory at a time. Then you have things like timeline therapy, hypnosis, NLP, absolutely works, and that works on the mental body, the emotional body, and the physical body. Now, what higher self therapy does is this works on the spiritual body, the mental body, the emotional body, and the physical body, and it works across time and across space. And what this means is you can, so rather than, you know, with the tapping, with the EFT, it's like if you've got a particular event in your past that causes a problem, you will have to tap that energy away for that event, and it's gone for that event. Now, if you've got another event, you'll have to tap the energy away for that event. Whereas higher self therapy, it just pulls out, say you're working on anger, it pulls out all of the anger on all of events from your past in one go. Sounds good, right? So it works on all of the 4 bodies, clears from your entire past, beyond time and space, and it normally works, well, when you've got that, like when you've found the triggers, like the actual release part of the process, we can do that in about 5 to 15 minutes. Now, so spiritual awakening. So those are the steps. You understand the mechanics of the soul, you release those negative emotions and limiting beliefs, raise your energy, raise your PsyQ, and integrate the higher self. Now, if you want to know how to do this, you are in the right place. So if this has been useful to you, and if you've got any questions, let me know what the questions are. And we are just launching our very exciting new program, Practical Awakening, Mastering the Mechanics of the Soul, which includes access to our higher self therapy process and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I will share more in other videos, but for now, head over to getspiritualawakening.com. That's where you're going to be able to what you're going to do is you're going to understand how to remove those blocks and filters, how to find them, how to raise your PsyQ, how to raise your vibration, how to raise that spiritual energy. And it's all in a way that is the way we do it here in Psycademy. Like, I'm an engineer, right? So it has to be practical. It has to make sense. It has to work. We know this process works. So I hope this has been useful for you. Whether or not you join us, that I still hope this has been useful for you to understand the process, the mechanics of the soul, and the practical, how you awaken. And I know I did a little bit of myth busting there as well, which is something I also like. So if you're here, I can see there's lots of people watching. So click the like button. Let me know who you're here. If you have any questions, let me know what they are. Until next time, my darlings, lots and lots of love. Bye for now. Bye, everyone.